Hey fellas, good morning. It's the 7th of October. It's 4:25 in the morning and it is absolutely peaceful out here. Just me and my phone. Gonna talk, just ramble for a little bit, let you know what I think is going on. First thing is the absolute complete incompetence / corruption of our government facilities. I find it difficult to understand how we can send billions and billions and billions of dollars all over the planet and we can't get FEMA to help out our own people who just suffered a hurricane that may or may not been manipulated, pushed into them. I mean, there's people in the FEMA organization just at the first level management that are making six figures, and they can't figure out that people who don't have roads need helicopter support. And to see that most of this is being done by civilians, people just showing up, church people, good people, showing up, good old boys showing up. It is tragic, and it just shows how much dysfunction there is outside of the Washington, D.C. Beltway. Washington, D.C., our capital, is surrounded by 4 highways. I believe it's 295, 395, and 495. And I believe that one of those 95s takes up 2 corners, and the other 2 take up the other 2 corners. They have no concept. And I used to work in Washington, D.C., right across from Lafayette Park, so it's my old stomping grounds. There's no concept outside of there what it's like to suffer. They don't have power outages. They don't have problems with their water. In fact, they cleaned up the Chesapeake Bay to keep from the rich people inside there, the powerful people inside, from having any problems. Meanwhile, you live down in Asheville, North Carolina, North Kakalaki, or anywhere the hurricane hit, Helena, whatever, you're screwed. And the FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Administration, they're absolutely incompetent. I mean, they're more, and geez, just some of the things they're doing are a pissing contest instead of just getting the job done. It's terrible. So that's why I got a question last week saying, why do I always say we are on our own? And that's why I say we are on our own. Let me slow down. There's really nobody coming to help. I think my first one was when I truly believed that no one inside of our government gives a shit about anybody outside of the Washington, D.C. Beltway, is when the hurricane hit New Orleans. I don't remember the name of the hurricane. Absolutely devastated the place, and FEMA was nowhere to be found. And then they put them in trailers that had toxic fumes in them and were killing people. I mean, they're just so corrupt and so incompetent that it should be criminal. It's incredible that we allow this to happen, but it's just like mission creep. You just get used to seeing some things. Anyways, I'll get to the other point I'm trying to make. Right here now, before our eyes, and I didn't believe it till I downloaded the immigration application. Is the great replacement is taking place. Has been taking place since Joe Biden took, our current president, Joe Biden, took control of the government and got rid of all of the restrictions on immigration. And what they're doing is they're simply replacing us. Every man, woman, and child is slowly being replaced here in the United States. Who do you think these people are going to vote for? And they're putting them on the voting records. And if you try to say that that's not fair and that's not right, well, you're a racist. I'm telling you, I think if you can see a point in time in history and be a part of it, I think we're going to be part of a massive point in time in history with this election being the tipping point. I don't think either side, no matter who wins, by what percentage, is going to accept the results. And it's sad, and they're letting us know we're no longer welcome here, which is incredibly difficult to get my mind around. A lot of Americans are waking up. They're realizing how corrupt and inept our government is. Look at how the medical industry creates a problem only to have the magic drug that takes care of it, no matter what the side effects are, and nobody's going to jail. I'll go back a little bit further. Do you remember the banking crisis, 2008? I'll go back before that, when Senator John McCain was getting sweetheart deals and loans and owning banks and stuff like that. Him and I can't remember who they were, all of them. It's just one graft or another. It's unbelievable. There's a song in there. It's unbelievable. It's wild. I've seen maybe 2 or 3 cars and me and my voice. So anyways, I think far too many people have woken up and they don't like that. People aren't getting their news or their information from here. It's a turnaround point. People aren't getting their news or any of the things they want to. There's no trust. And for good reason, there's no trust in anybody. I mean, so if shit hits the fan, I highly suggest, if you have the opportunity to shelter in place, that's my plan. I don't plan to be out on the roads. I don't plan to be around, away from my, I'll show you the walls, my walled city. Everybody around here, we got walls around every place around here has walls. I don't know why rock walls are super important here in El Paso, but they seem to be. I just don't understand how it's possible for us to give an apartment, money, vouchers, medical care to people, and we don't really take care of the homeless, our own homeless, who at one point in time had a job. A lot of them are victims of the fentanyl crisis or the opioid crisis that we let them commit on us. Anyways, so I think you will start seeing some pretty crazy things that aren't actually true. And I don't think either side is going to be reasonable about it, because they're going to feel like if they're reasonable and the other people aren't reasonable, they're going to take advantage. And they're already ramping up the rhetoric about this election it's critical and this is it, and like this, like the sun won't come up the following day, like people still won't need things the following day. It's just, I don't know. I'm going to sit it out. I'll go and vote on November 5th. I hope you all go out and vote on November 5th. I don't have any problems with you voting for whoever you want. And I don't think it's my duty to convince you that I'm right and you're wrong, because there's a lot of things that I like about the Democrats. There's a lot of things I like about the Republicans. There's a lot of things I like about the Libertarians. My VA care, health care is socialized medicine. Social Security benefits are helping out a lot of people who've worked their whole lifetime. Is it enough to get by? No, but it's something. It beats a punch in the face. Oh, good Lord. Probably being too loud. He did make that noise on the way up here. All right, I'm going all the way down that hill to the corner, and then I'll go all the way up that big ass hill back to the house. Love you guys. It's definitely a Monday. Stay safe and healthy. I want you to stay in shape, get in shape. Walking doesn't take a lot out of you. It's crazy. I don't think I've ever been this pensive or worried about what's going to happen in the next 2 months than I have been before. So I can tell you, I think it was 2016, maybe between 2016 and 2019, when Antifa burned part of Washington, D.C. down and tried to storm the White House. Antifa, BLM, and all of those communist, socialist people. But everybody wants to forget about that. They burned one of the oldest churches in the United States down, and nobody remembers that. I remember Occupy Wall Street. So, anyways, unless we get people inside our government who give a shit about people, like I think John F. Kennedy Jr. gives a shit about people and make America healthy again, I agree with that completely. I don't know when it's going to come, but I'm installing a water treatment to take the fluoride out of our water, the chlorine out of our water. We drink a lot of distilled water now. I went and had our water tested from the El Paso Water Company, and I was very impressed. All right, somebody else is coming. I don't want to freak them out. Love you guys. Stay safe and healthy. Take care of each other if you can, and if you can't, take care of yourselves. Like a fart in a G-string. West Texas, El Paso. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.